Around the nation, animal adoption agencies are filled with dogs and cats in search of loving homes, and that includes right here in Siouxland. The Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue Center has over 100 animals in their care that are waiting for adoption. The adoption centers have seen a large influx of animals coming in from breeders that can't find takers, and even some returning COVID pets that people adopted during the pandemic that they can no longer care for.
A lot of the animals that we're seeing from the COVID situation, where a lot of people got a pet for a COVID, and then everybody went back to work, and with the economy being so poor, dog food prices, veterinary prices have skyrocketed, and people can't afford it. So therefore they're dropping them off, or they're turning them loose, and they just don't want them anymore.
The Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue Center, like many other shelters, are over capacity and are now looking for homes for their animals.
We have 67 cages here at the shelter, and we presently have 72 dogs. That's just in the dogs. In the cat section, we have about 70 cats, with about 50 of them still in foster homes that still have to get back into the system. We're at overcapacity. It is our responsibility to pick up all the animals that are running loose on the streets, and it's just getting very difficult to find places for all these animals.
Now, if you would like to learn more about how you can adopt any of these furry friends around Siouxland, you can check out the Adoption Center's website that will be with this story now at ktiv.com.